Metric Environmental Inc. is Canada's premier water solution and environmental consulting company. Blue Metric provides a full range of environmental consulting services supported by bespoke engineering solutions for emergency, self-contained, and permanent water systems, and is always mission ready with a full range of in-house support to ensure your mission is a success.
And welcome back to the Over the Horizon podcast here at MASS 2023. I'm Alan Dale, my good buddy Jerry Crew. We are Gale Force Winds. This podcast is brought to you by the great people of Blue Metric. Thanks very much for being the thought leaders here and bringing the conversation to the floor. Mr. Ambassador, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us who you are and what it is that you do.
Hello, my name is Eriksson. I'm the ambassador for Finland here in Canada. I've been here just over 4 years, but this is not my first time in Canada. I was also posted here in late 90s, so I've been all in all 7 years in Canada.
First time at a MASS conference, Mr. Ambassador?
That's correct, yes.
What did you think of the conference so far?
I've been very impressed with the program, and it just has driven in the fact that Finland and Canada, we do share so much in common, and especially now that we have become members of NATO, and thanks to Canada was the first one to ratify our membership, I can see new possibilities in the future for cooperation.
Right. A lot of very interesting things going on in Canada right now in the aerospace, defense, marine sector. We've got an ocean supercluster, blue economy, a lot of conversations, a real genuine focus on the energy and environment, and it's certainly Canada, a very inclusive and accepting country. There must be a lot of synergies that you see that where Finland can work with Canada and vice versa.
Certainly. We have a very strong marine cluster. And here we were talking earlier about Arctic and the ice conditions and so forth. I don't know if many know, but Finland has produced about 80% or close to 90% of all the icebreakers ever, and designed. We've built about 60% of them, but designed 80 to 90% of them. Right. So we have a vast knowledge of ice-going vessels. We are a trading nation, just like Canada is, and energy and renewables are something that we are looking into much, because we take climate change very seriously. As Canada, we are also quite northern, and we have seen the impacts of climate change already. So we want to be there, be in the forefront, and making our industries take this seriously, and they have come on board. They want to be on the green transition because they know that's the future.
Mr. Ambassador, you tell me that this is your second tour of duty in Canada, Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct, and I would have loved to enjoy even more Canada, but during the pandemic I was not able to travel. But I'm making up for it, and after this I will actually go to Nova Scotia, and then just have a stopover back in Ottawa, and then I go to Calgary, and then possibly Vancouver as well. So I try to do this all before I return back to my home base.
Right. Well, it's a beautiful country. There's lots to see in our country, and our country has very different cultures and a uniqueness about all parts of it. You happen to be in what I would argue one of the most unique parts of Canada, Newfoundland and Labrador. Tell me what your impressions of Newfoundland and Labrador are.
Well, this is actually the second time in a short while that I've been here, and a lot of exciting things are happening here. I'm especially interested in the plans of building onshore wind tower, because that is something that we are interested not specifically onshore, we are building offshore, but wind power, that is one way of getting renewable energy into the grid.
Yeah, well, I tell you, there's what's happening in that sector in Newfoundland and Labrador is mind-boggling, the scale of it. So I'm sure there's a lot of eyes on what's happening in that area. A lot to be learned for everybody as I believe Newfoundland becomes a global leader in the production of hydrogen and ammonia through wind energy. Exciting times for all of us globally. So thank you very much for joining us on the podcast, Mr. Ambassador. A real pleasure to have you here, and enjoy every moment that you are in Canada. It's a privilege to have you.
I will enjoy especially the fresh seafood here in Newfoundland. Thank you so much.
BluMetric wants to partner and work with Atlantic Canadian industries and organizations who are concerned about the water health of our planet and the people who inhabit it in an environmentally and culturally sensitive manner. BluMetric wants to join the growing number of like-minded, innovative Atlantic Canadian companies who are changing the environmental landscape for the globe in a world-class way.